Hello and welcome to Smoking Underground. I am Devin. This is Gary. And this is Arturo Fuente of the amazing circus act that's in downtown Birmingham right now. He performs tricks on lines and stuff like that. I'm sorry, it's Joe.
A lot of balance. A lot of balance.
Joe Brantley of Asylum.
Indeed. How's it going, guys? Y'all doing all right?
Good, man. How you doing?
Man, doing great.
Good
Glad to be here.
Man, good to have you.
Good to be back.
I will have to tell you, Joe, that, and of course, we're not going to leave it out, John. There's John over there. He's
Who?
the beauty
Here
of
in
it.
my
Who?
corner.
Yeah.
Who?
Who? What? I will let you know, Joe, that I am a CLE slut.
Wow.
That's
Don't you go speaking straight to my heart.
yeah.
Aww.
So much, man. I will have to say too that I've been to the factory down there in Christian. Of course, that was with Robert that too. So,
Sure.
You know,
Old Pitted Prunes himself.
PT himself.
Prune.
So, I mean, we got to give and take there, of course, you know. But great tour, great factory, great product, great quality, all the way across, my friend. Very, very pleased with everything that was down there. I was very okay. I'll shut.
Well, thank you, sir.
So-
I concur with everything you just said. I've seen it myself. It's a beautiful place.
Isn't it?
Well, Mr. Joe, I wanted to say we are aviator glasses buddies.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
I love aviator glasses. I don't know why.
Me too.
Probably because of Top Gun. I'll be honest with you.
Probably coming up a big head of yours.
It
probably.
does. It does. It makes
That
my
will be.
giant head not look
It
so
does.
I
giant.
think that's why I like them.
Yeah.
I have a gargantuan head myself, so I get
Yours is a big hat.
it.
I mean, this is probably the most style we've had on the show, and we've had a few people who have been really well dressed,
Yeah.
but none of them had such
Yeah.
an eclectic style.
Oh,
going
I
on.
don't know about that now. Come on, I know some of these guys. So come on.
No.
There's
I
a
see
lot of
what,
style.
man.
Yeah.
That's why I stay off the camera.
Yeah, that's definitely why. And there's no lens that can handle him very
Right.
much. You know how many cameras I got to replace when it's just John and I? I'm telling you, that stuff gets expensive. So today we are smoking Asylum cigars,
Right.
and we are going to go through a variety of them. We're not going to smoke all of them on the show. What are we smoking today, Joe?
Today, what we're smoking is the Asylum anniversary number 11. So it's celebrating 11 years of business. We're excited about this cigar. It's every year we release an anniversary edition for
Yeah.
Asylum, right? So, and this is a celebration cigar. This isn't your everyday smoke Asylum. This is that special occasion cigar for our Asylum loyalists who are out there, man. You Asylum guys are like, you pay my rent and keep me going from town to town, and I appreciate you guys so much. But Tom Lazuka he's so respectful of how the people support Asylum. He and Christian both, they wanted to do something special, so we took a special high priming aged tobacco and wanted to give them a cigar they could celebrate the great things in life too, in a 70 ring gauge and
Yeah.
also in an 1118.
All right.
So it's just a cigar to party down with when you have that. If you're a Asylum smoker and you have a raise come up, or you have a baby come on the way and you want to celebrate, this is what you would go grab.
Well, the great news about this is I'm a very, very detail-oriented person.
Okay.
So I comment and critique everything.
Oh yes.
So the one thing I really like about this one, just right off the bat, is this is probably isn't the official color name, but I like to call it Midnight Purple.
Oh yeah, that's a good color.
Right.
I like your description of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's not normal purple, like a royal purple or something.
Right.
It's a nice, deep purple.
It's like something out of a Batman comic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add to the Asylum mystique. You know?
Exactly.
I like it. That's
Exactly.
good. Good call, Devin.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the thing that I wanted to comment on was this coffin. It's called a cigar coffin.
Right.
It doesn't just pull open. A lot of them I get, they just whoosh, they slide right off. This one,
Got a yank on a little
it's
bit.
got a little yank on it.
Yeah.
It's called a. We don't just call it a coffin case. It's a little mini humidor.
That's right, little mini humidor. So it's got to be sealed properly. It's got to be sealed properly. So
little Bovita packs. So
that's right.
That's it.
Little baby Bovita packs.
Now
Now
you can get the chiclet size Bovita pack if you haven't seen those yet. Those are available. No,
there you go. That would be cute.
it would be right.
Yeah.
Chiclet size.
Now, don't test them. I'm sure they'll make one that'll be
they're
that big.
creative. They can do it.
if you guys would buy 1 million of them, they'd make them.
Oh yeah,
Here we
they
go.
make it.
I have no doubt.
Man,
Man, you know how cool that would be to have a little bitty Bovita pack shoved right in there,
Oh,
so that you know when you buy this, it's going to stay even more
fresh.
perfect.
Well, we know it's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
regardless.
Right, exactly.
I mean, the just the way you guys keep the humidor around here, we know we do our stuff top notch, and we know you guys do your stuff top notch around here at Cigars and More. So
I'm thinking I buy one of these and then I throw it in my truck, and it's just sitting in there, and it's going like, oh shoot, I left it in there all weekend. It's fine.
it's gonna
Right.
be all
It's
right.
gonna be all right.
Yeah, right.
So Gary, we're going to pull this thing out if that's all right.
Yeah,
with you.
let's do it.
Man.
So the interesting part about this one, obviously, it's not just a cigar in a miniature humidor, as Gary here drops everything.
I did. Dang it.
You failed. The one I'm holding right here, it's actually got the pull on it, so you can pull it out. You don't have to extra reach for
The
it. which
ribbon, right?
I really thought that was great, and it's wrapped in this beautiful, not solid black, might I add, which
Right.
I think is a very great design because it makes it pop. Instead of it being a solid black color, where it's just black and black, it's got this nice kind of like grayish, really dark German gray, and it's got a little bit brighter purple. It's very visual. It's a very tactile experience as you pull this thing out.
And if I could just kind of comment on that, it's also functional because this is to protect the cigar as
Yeah.
well as it's in that coffin, so it doesn't move around.
I think I've got the wrong one over here. I got it.
Yeah, you've got the Sensor in there, which is another great cigar.
Yeah, I think I'll stick this back in here.
Yeah, there's an 11 right there.
There it is.
So
There we go.
I want to give you guys a little bit more of a sensation of what you're talking about here. I pulled this thing out and I just immediately smell it, right?
Right.
Because it's been in this miniature humidor, and I'm going to use that phrase instead of coffin, because of the smell. It smells like I walked right back in the humidor.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I love that smell. I've been smoking since I was like 17, and that smell is always nostalgic to me.
Right.
And I just got it right off of there.
I want a room in my house that smells
Just like this.
Like
that.
17 is 18, right?
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's better. Thank you, John. Yeah.
Now,
Right.
you look like you were opening your paper here a little differently.
Yeah, well,
is there a
you-
methodology.
No, I just know that it's the way it's tapered down there. You just pull it out and then you can just unroll it.
There you go. So you pull it out instead of just ripping it apart.
But you could rip it apart.
Yeah, but you could rip it apart.
Hey, I say, what's fun if you don't get to open your Christmas presents the
That's
way
right.
you want
Yeah,
to.
that's what I'm talking
Ooh,
about.
you know what I didn't know about this was that it was going to be barber pole.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah, a nice little surprise.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And I can't wait to tell you what that barber pole consists of. 'Cause I'm really excited about it.
It's
Mackerel.
good stuff. It is. Ooh, it's good
So
stuff.
not only is it barber pole, I am a band
Oh,
band slut,
What do you
Right?
think?
Yeah, there you go.
He is.
and this
Does it make you a groupie?
that makes me something. It makes me something. I've got to
That's for
say,
sure.
I am. I'll
Isn't
be.
that cool?
I'll be honest
Is
with
that
you.
not all?
I'm not a big fan of dark bands that
Yeah.
don't show off a lot.
But
This is the classiest band of being this dark I've ever seen.
man,
It's that midnight purple, but it's
It
a gloss
sure is.
version of it,
man, it's
Like
With-
a gloss monochromatic kind
right? And it's got a nice flat black in there. It's not really a flat black; it'd be like a semi gloss.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so-
Oh
It's
my
gorgeous.
yeah, it is.
goodness.
Yeah.
So now that I'm done
Yeah.
geeking out about this, because I could literally talk about the colors of this
That's
the whole
sure.
night. Tell us what we're smoking, like the details of it.
So the Asylum Anniversary 11 cigar is every anniversary series is going to be a different and unique experience.
Right.
This particular one is a barber pole using a Mexican San Andreas wrapper along
Right.
with a Habano wrapper.
Mm,
Yeah.
So you're gonna get the richness of that San Andreas, right? The
Right.
Mexican wrapper, and then you're gonna get the spice of that Habano wrapper, and it's all wrapped around Honduran fillers.
Come on, Daddy.
oh my
So
goodness!
I would would dare to say, even though they don't give us the exact details of what the Honduran and fillers are, I would dare to say there's some Corojo tobacco
you
in
think
it.
so?
I think so.
You reckon?
Considering,
Yeah.
I work for the
Now-
king of Corojo, so yes.
I've said this before, and I got to say it again. Like, oh
That's
God,
sharp.
it's just
That's sharp. Somebody
everything
did-
about this.
Somebody did a good job.
You
on
were
that.
absolutely right. Celebration cigar.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to make that point specifically on Celebration Cigar because Asylum, is known for its value. It has
Yeah.
great value for its customers. It's very loyal fan base. They come in, they look at their cigar and they're like, hey, you know what? I can get a 70x7 cigar.
Yep.
I could smoke on that thing for 3 hours, and I'm going to walk out of here at a certain price point, and I'm going to be happy with that. But this cigar is going to be in a little higher price point than what your average Asylum would be. It's going to be in your 20 to 25 with the 1118 to the 70x7.
The 1118 is 2049, and the 770 is 2599.
Right.
Perfect.
So yeah, these are not in the budget friendly price points of the normal Asylum, but what they are is a celebration cigar for the Asylum smoker that really has something special going on.
Yeah.
It's a single
I want
release.
to ask a question. Have you wandered around a humidor lately?
Have I wandered around the humidor lately? I have, yes.
Have you looked at the price tags?
I've not.
20's not that unreasonable for a cigar anymore.
Oh yeah, if you're talking about that, yes, it's not unreasonable. But people become accustomed to saying they may look at a price tag on an Asylum cigar and say, well, it's usually $10, $11. Why am I going to spend $20 on Asylum? Well, because this particular cigar has higher primings. The tobacco's been aged longer.
Yeah.
It's anytime you see price points start to creep up, it's not just because somebody's wanting to get rich or make a little extra money. It's because a lot of unique things are going into that
Right.
cigar,
Very good.
into that tobacco,
Very
into the
good.
process,
Very good.
right? To make that price point go up there, to be a cigar that when you smoke it, you know what? I'm getting every penny
Right.
I spent. It's worth everything.
Exactly. And I
Right.
can tell you just from nosing it and smelling it, it seems like it's gonna be right there because
Oh,
the general rule that I tell my friends and stuff like that is, and it's gonna sound weird, the smellier it is, like it starts smelling even like sometimes like a foot,
yep.
you go, that's gonna be a good spot.
I call it petting zoo.
Petting zoo, that's right.
Yeah, you like a little barnyard.
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
a little bit. Yeah.
But before we digress, because
Let me hit one more thing on the
All
price
right.
point, because we're in this. I do price sheets for Harris here, so
Right.
I know what all the price increases are, and I've seen them over the last 18 months. We're going to revisit the anniversary series later in the show,
Mhm.
but the cigar hasn't changed price. The 8s are as much as the 11s are.
Right.
They have, you guys haven't really raised the price. So even though that this is 20, this is a $20 cigar when your other cigars are 11 or 12. When the 8 was out, it was a $20 cigar when
That's
the other
right.
cigars were 9. So you've done an excellent job of keeping this price point there. And I always questioned it until I smoked one.
Right. And that's fair, John. That's a great point. The team's done a really good job of trying to keep it within a certain price point for those Asylum smokers to be able to come and celebrate. And the other side of it is we're also wanting to elevate our brands. Asylum is a fantastic cigar, and it just because we have other brands like Aroa, CLE that have other higher price points. Asylum is making cigars that can hang in that price range, and when you smoke them, you're going to be like, you know what, I'm glad I bought that cigar today. That made a difference. So
Very good.
absolutely. Well, today's pairing, brought to you by Whiskey Tobacco Fellowship, is Four Roses Single Barrel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. One of my personal favorites here.
Yum.
the yum.
Yeah.
That's right. Mr. Joe,
Yes, sir.
tell
Thank
me
you.
when.
Oh, I just trust you. There we go. Thank you, sir. Wow.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ready, buddy?
It's a very hospitable bunch here. We got bourbon, we got cigars.
Yeah. Man, just call us get it.
This is man, it's
Yeah.
good times.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
The reason we do it. The reason we do it.
I have to say something though. Of course, I am a little biased because I'm a CLE and everybody knows that as long as we've been doing that. But I will have to say that the CLE brand, as well as the Asylum, that particular brand in that particular quality, as well as flavor and everything else that goes with it, that right there is probably the best cigar on the market for the cost and the quality it is.
Thank you.
I tell you, because one of my go-tos is the CLE Red.
Oh, the CLE Corojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's my go-to.
It's a great cigar.
That's the one I drop every time I come in here.
Thank you,
That's the
Gary.
one I get. And so that right there is about an $8, I don't know, close to $9 hit.
Cheers.
And
Clink.
it's all of that in a bag of tricks just for that. So you can only imagine how this is right here.
Mm.
This is delightful. This is elegance right here.
This is like driving a McLaren excuse me, John. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes there, but yeah, this is like driving a McLaren except smoking it.
The one thing I still appreciate, even as a rep of the company, I never get tired of how great the construction and the draw is. Sometimes when you fill our cigars out of the gate, they feel tight. And some people are going to think that, oh, well, that's such a tight cigar, I'm not going to be able to get a draw off of it. But as soon as you put the lighter to it, it opens up and the blend just immediately starts to creep through. The draw is just
Yes, sir.
perfect.
It is. It is. This one right here, you can draw. Man, this thing draws like a straw.
Mm.
This is very nice.
So I did a wide mouth punch on mine. Gary did a deep V, and
Yes,
you
I
did
did.
a.
I did a traditional old style out in the field thumb cut.
There you go.
Thumb cut. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. There you go.
Christian and Tom would be disappointed in me if I broke out a cutter. They would want me to use the traditional thumb cut.
There you go.
That's a good idea. You know, when Lito Gomez was here actually at 1.0 at our old shop when I used to have that one over there, he that's all he did. He just did the thumb.
Yep.
He just did.
You get in the habit of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, now that's not to say I don't appreciate a great cutter,
Right. Certainly.
but yeah, I've just gotten so used to just doing the old thumb trick. I'll tell you right now, this cigar is. I feel like I shouldn't be tooting the horn of the company I work for, but this is a really good cigar.
Yeah.
It's a very good cigar.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I feel like we're celebrating right now.
Right.
This is
Well, we kind of are.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Thursday,
This is
let's
start-
I mean,
man.
Heck yeah.
Set
Happy
a mouthful.
Thursday.
Happy
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. Man, this is
And a long weekend coming up.
Mm-hmm.
here.
That's right. Man, that spice on that hit. Woo! I
Guess
guess
that Habano coming through,
you
right?
told me, but I just wasn't expecting it. And it's just hit me so
yeah.
well.
Man, this is
I think it
good.
deserves another drink.
Yeah,
Mm.
that great pairing, by the way.
Mm, that's what I was about to ask. How is the pairing?
The pairing's very good.
Is it?
The
Okay.
spice of that single barrel Four Roses with the cigar is very nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very
This
good.
in the San Andreas, to me, the sweetness is bringing out the caroling notes of the bourbon.
Come
It's
on,
nice.
daddy.
Well, I was thinking about it on the drive up here, and there's something interesting about Asylum in that it kind of goes towards stuff like this to pair with immediately without even having to really think about it. When I walked in, I looked at the shelf and my brain goes, nope, in this category. And I went Four Roses. And it took no time at all for me to select it.
How about that?
You've got great taste because my colleague from South Florida, Mr. Mike Denny's, who's a rep for CLE, Asylum and Aroa, his number one suggestion when doing a pairing is always going to be to pick Four Roses single barrel with our
Right,
cigars. So
There you go.
it's I was impressed. You did a good job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. 1 out of 10 ain't bad, did that?
Mhm.
So what do we got here on the table tonight that we can discuss? 'Cause I see this guy right here, and I've been wanting to smoke it. Oh,
Well, yeah. So we've got several different things on the table that cigars are more carry that are quite unique, quite special. We'll come back to some of the other anniversary series, but I'll go ahead and tell you about the Asylum Sensorium. That's this cigar right here. It's going to come in the 1118 size and also in a 60 by 6. that cigar is not. It's not for the faint of heart. Not every retailer was given the opportunity to carry that cigar.
Is that
So
right?
that is, it's a very limited product because that cigar is a very special tobacco that I tell you what, there's something about the Aroa family. They love resurrecting old tobaccos that were destroyed by blue mold.
Right.
And this is no different. Christians started growing this tobacco. Is called, and I'm going to butcher this name, and they're going to make fun of me for trying. Pineria, I believe is what it's called. Pineria. But that Pineria tobacco was the first Cuban seed that was ever taken from Cuba to Honduras and planted, and it's what started tobacco from the Cuban descent to Honduras, right? That Criollo that took over there, but that seed got wiped out in 1980 by blue mold in Honduras. So he's now growing this Pineria in Colombia, and he's taking those yields, and some of the crops don't make it, right? Because it's a finicky tobacco, but it's the most unique cigar I've had in years. It boasts a price point of $50.
Hey, come on.
Yeah. And when I say it's worth every penny, it is. It's again, it's not your everyday smoke, but I've got a couple clients that made a point to let me know that particular cigar is one of the best cigars over $30 they've ever smoked. And it's a beautiful cigar. The tobacco is very interesting. You're not going to find that tobacco anywhere else, but you can find it here at Cigars and More in the Asylum Sensorium.
You know how one thing I knew how special it was without seeing the price point or smoking it was it's one of the only boxes you have that has a beveled edge. I went, that's because
you are a detail guy, aren't you?
I'm telling you, man.
You really are.
You're talking 90-degree angles on all boxes.
Yeah.
That's extra. That's a lot extra, especially in carpentry. That's a lot extra.
Well, it's a cigar that they're very proud of. Again, the Aroa family amazes me with the quality of tobacco that they grow, but also that they're not just seeking to just dive into all the hybrids that are available.
Yeah,
because the hybrids are the smart choice, because they made those hybrids for a reason, because they're more susceptible to blue mold. Right, they're going to fight. They're going to be a little more hardy in the sense of what they can handle. But to take the time and the effort, like you said, you've been to the factory and the farm. You've seen the detail that Christian puts into that process to trying to keep that tobacco healthy. Whether it's the making sure they spray the tires before the trucks go out with the cleansing solution, and we have to walk through a mist before we go into the factory.
Wow.
You have to step in a solution before you go into the seeding beds. There's so much processes that go into this that people don't really see that go into making these cigars. So yeah, that sensorium is just to me, it's Christian tipping his hat to the old world of tobacco.
Wow.
And I think he's doing just an amazing job at reviving that and bringing it back for customers who have never got to try that tobacco.
Very nice.
And the band is it's black with a matte gold.
Right.
And it deserves it.
Right. Yeah.
I hope to try it because, man, that's going to be some classy stuff.
It's a good cigar, guys. It really is. So I would love for you to try it. Then we have the big boy.
Let's slip in there that quick visit if you don't have it at your local brick and mortar, since it is limited availability. VitolaFineCigars.com, you can order it. It's more than $50 for that cigar, so we'll ship it to you for free.
Check that out. Great plug there. That's absolutely.
Yeah, man.
The online business can get you wherever you are. So that's good.
Right. That's right.
True that. Reach out and touch it. Let's see. And so which one are we going to next? Is it 9 or
well, so yeah, we can talk about that since you've got it out there. So the anniversary blends, they really started back in year 7. And I've got the 7 in my collection at home. I started collecting these, which a lot of people are doing now. And here's a neat little fact for everyone watching, listening. If you're just now discovering the anniversary series by Asylum and why the price point is what it is, because they're fantastic, high priming, aged cigars. Harris has some that date back all the way to the 8, the second year we did them. He put some back. And so every year when these release, he's got some of those, they've been aging even longer in the humidors here at Cigars and More in Vitola. And so those cigars are just, you want to talk about, if you pick those up, you're getting just some extra fine cigars that have been aging even past the point of where Christian aged them. Woo. So so you see here we've got the 8, the 9, and the 10 and the 11 on the table. The 9 was the first year that we made a April Fool's joke that year and said, hey, we're going to release an Asylum 90 by 9. And that year, that tobacco, we had customers call our bluff because they put it out as an April Fool's joke on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
People called pissed wanting that cigar. They wanted that cigar.
Wow.
And so because the demand was so high, we said, you know what?
We're going to make it.
We're going to make it. Wow. And they made it. So this bad boy is a 90 by 9. Yes, you're seeing that correctly.
Yep.
That is, maybe a half acre of tobacco. Enjoy. But it's not just any tobacco. That is a high priming, well-aged Corojo tobacco that is just fantastic. So it's not just for show, people. It is to smoke.
Right.
And I love it when our Asylum people, they'll send us text messages of them smoking it. And man, you know what? It's yes, you may think that cigar is huge and that's an offensive picture, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy watching them smoke these cigars. It's it helps me sleep better at night, knowing that they are happy and they're continuing to support our cigars and make sure I get to pay my light bill, and I love them.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah. Have you smoked it yet?
The 90 by 9? Yeah. I have not smoked it. I've watched Tom try to smoke it at the show, and Tom Lazuka is a big man.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was going to look small in his hand. No, it's a big cigar.
That's a big cigar. What reckon how long that
I saw him go through 2 cans of butane trying to keep it lit because he was talking. And I think he finally gave up on it. But I've seen guys smoke it all the way down.
Wow.
They have, and it's impressive.
I bet that's a 6-hour smoke. That ain't it.
I tell you what, it's if not, you're chiefing it.
Man.
We should get Harris to put together a Saturday event, $50 entry fees. Whoever can make theirs last
the longest. Without going out. Hey, good call.
To heck with the Rocky thing and his little mini cigar.
When
on Saturday, we'll finish on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, right? That's what I was thinking.
It's going to be bring a overnight bag.
And that is the first year of the release that we have, because the second year is red on the boxes, if I remember correctly.
The second year, yes, of the 90 by 9. Now we're into the year of the rabbit. So it's the same exact blend, but it's a new presentation, new box. So it's still that high priming, well-aged Corojo tobacco.
Absolutely.
Fantastic stuff.
Very good, man. Very good.
I'm hoping to try one day. I picture doing yard work and lighting that thing up and having it there. Just
do you know how many people's going to stop by your house and take pictures of you? And just
they already do that now.
All I ask is that you would be kind enough to send me a picture.
Oh, that would be great.
I really enjoy seeing the pictures of you guys.
There you go.
Invite us in Asylum, have something like that. Send us a picture, post to your Instagram.
See, now we do have an Instagram. So, and if people tag us on our Instagram, we will comment, we will rate, we will share it. So if you're out there smoking the Asylum 11 tonight, or if you're going to be out there smoking it after you come in here and want to grab one, post that picture on Asylum Cigars and Instagram, and we'll share that for you.
Yeah.
We'd love seeing you guys smoke our cigars.
Yeah, I might post one on Arc of Fire Gaming Network's Instagram tonight.
That's right.
Well, you're gonna
we're celebrating.
That's right. We are celebrating good bourbon, good people, good lighting, and good cigars.
Good cigars. Man, yeah. Boy, good cigars it is too, man. This is great.
Yeah, it is. I got to slow down.
Nice.
So what do you guys? What's hitting you about this cigar that you're noticing?
It just got deeper on me. It just had that I don't really want to call it cocoa.
Yeah.
Because it's more just like a.
Would it be earthy?
An earthy dark chocolate.
Okay, very
not
nice.
so much chocolate.
I always kind of refer to it like Mexican mole
Yeah,
because it's got that earthiness to it.
Nice.
It's got that bitterness to it,
Yeah.
exactly.
but it's
Well
still got
said.
that cocoa
Nice.
profile, you know?
Perfect.
Nice. I
Exactly
like
what I
that.
was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good stuff. Now, as far as Asylum as well as CLE goes, is there anything in the works right now? Do you can you tell us anything that you may have coming out
Oh, man.
possibly or
We're extremely excited with the company right now. We have 2 releases coming out that are going to venture into what we're calling a steeped cigar process.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
in that steeping process, you're getting this amazing sweetness out of the two particular blends that or lines that I'm speaking of are the
Right.
Asylum 867,
right.
which is going to be offered in an Auntie, a Zero, and a Midnight Oil blend.
Midnight oil.
I like
You're
that
going to see
name.
your first cigar that has steeped with sweetness that is going to be in a 70 by 7.
Interesting. Okay.
So that is going to be one of our releases on the Asylum 867 line. We're looking for that to start coming if everything holds true to September. So hopefully by the end of this
Good.
month, we'll see that. And then also we have the Asylum Cool Brew coming out.
Cool.
So it's like a cold brew coffee that has mocha and mint. And
What are you doing to me, man? What are you doing? To me?
it's
Isn't that great?
I mean, you're killing me with this.
I
This is
love it.
great.
and I tell you,
I love
I'm
it.
not someone who normally likes sweet cigars, but we got to smoke some of those at the PCA, and I'm going to be honest, it was fantastic. It reminded me of like one of those Andes chocolates you get from Olive Garden,
My God,
Oh,
really?
goodness.
or
I'm dying.
a Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie. You know, it was just it
Oh.
was really really nice.
Stop.
So they're doing some fantastic things within the company with blending cigars. So I'm excited for our people out there who love Asylum cigars, who love CLE and Aroa, the things that we're coming out with, and I think even cooler thing about this is I think we're going to reach people that have never even heard of Asylum, CLE, and Aroa by some of these offerings that we're coming out with.
Is that moving into an infused line, or is that?
Well, that is I believe that term is old hat. We go our
How
process,
dare
John, is called steeping.
Yeah, there we go.
We steep the cigars to get that flavor.
Well, one
in
of the
there.
best cigars I've ever had
Right.
in my decade and a half, 2 decades of cigar smoking was the Dragon's Milk from 2014.
Yeah, that's a good
or
one.
so.
Come
So
to daddy.
if you guys can match that again with some certain flavors,
John, you know the old saying, if I had a nickel, you know, like
Yeah.
I've only been with the company going on 4 years, and I can tell you that I've had, especially here in Birmingham, I've had so many guys come up to me and say, when you're on the road, if you find any Dragon's Milk, please bring it back.
Yeah, right.
Tom's been around with me. They've talked to Tom about it. They're trying to do something to get that cigar back out on the market, but
you'll never do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't. I mean, you can never relive the past.
Lightning
That
in a
was
bottle,
great
huh?
cigar. Jason pushed it like heck. I still have a few available.
yeah, good
They
for
are in
you.
the 4-figure price if anybody would. Because I really don't want to get rid of it.
heard
I
that.
can't wait for your new line to come out, and then we're gonna do another one of these
Yeah.
about it. And John's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be. I didn't think you could top it, but this one's it.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that happens. I really do.
Yeah.
I do too, man. I'm just really thrilled to be here with you guys today.
Yeah.
This is great.
Coming home, smoking good cigars, and hanging out with old friends, and doing it up here in the
You're
ham.
welcome to shoot me a text anytime, and we'll talk to you.
Oh yeah, man. This is we'll start making this a regular thing. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I love hanging out and I love smoking cigars, and the conversation's riveting. So we got to keep it up.
You remember that time we went to Perry Steakhouse?
I do. Yeah.
You know, I tell that story all the time.
He
still.
does. He
Do you
keeps
really?
telling it. He
It-
keeps telling it.
It sounds like salt in the wound over here.
Brother.
He rubs it in because
Yeah.
he got my seat.
Yeah.
I had to pass up. I was out of town.
It was so memorable and so great for me that it has never left my brain.
That was
I
a fun
remember
time.
every aspect of it.
Yeah, and we actually
Good time.
we came back here and hung out.
Yep.
and you know, had some cigars. I love seeing Christian talk to people and being in that because he'll open up and tell you guys things he won't even tell us sometimes about the cigars, and I love
to
that.
say something to you.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah.
he loves connecting with people, and he wants to share that his passion. He's just so passionate about his cigars that when he sees other people interested, he loves that time where people are asking real questions.
Yeah.
You know?
I still remember one phrase he said. I won't mention the cigar that he said, but he goes,
Uh-oh.
"Friends don't let friends smoke." You remember that? Yep.
That sounds like it too.
Yeah. And I
That
was
sounds
like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Right.
Don't want to upset all those people. Man.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was,
for all of you,
yeah.
you guys out there that are filling in the blank with your brand, I didn't say it, just so you know, it wasn't me.
I'm going to say it all fair, but I'm not going to say
Yeah,
it.
don't say it on
There
there,
you go.
please. No,
There you go.
I can't deal with that type of
Uh,
rejection.
Our
No.
TikTok can catch you.
No, and again, I know these guys have heard it to death, but just from y'all's marketing people, it was like fortuitous that I sat down there near your cameraman and I still remember her name, Flavia.
Oh yeah,
And we just had a great conversation about marketing, and they asked me about YouTube. It was, I couldn't have sat next to the best people in that whole group. Like, everybody wants to sit next to the main guy, but we're all on this table, and I just had the best conversation with those two people. They were wonderful.
I mean, it amazes me just how long Christian's been in this business, and yet he surrounds himself with people who are hungry to learn.
Yeah.
And they're always looking at ways to connect to people where they're at. Like, that's, you know, meeting people where they're at is so important. And I think that in the cigar shop, you have all walks of life. Yes, we're here celebrating with a $20 cigar,
Right.
but we also make cigars that
Gong Bay.
that are budget friendly.
Mhm.
And for some people, $20 is budget friendly. And God bless you guys.
Indeed.
Right?
Here. Here.
But I'll tell you what, it's always a great experience. He
Absolutely.
cares about every cigar smoker having a great experience. Him and Tom both, and they do it. I think that's conveyed when you smoke their cigars.
Well, I think I told you one time in a humidor. I think it was the last time I saw you in the humidor. It was probably a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And I am not joking. I've been smoking Padron since I was young.
Right.
It's my number one cigar until I came across the Aroa Dark.
Yes, sir.
And now
Yes, sir.
the Aroa 20th is my favorite.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is I don't have to think. I know it's going to be good.
Yep.
And I mean, all of them are like that.
Yeah,
But that
they
one in
are.
particular hits me
Yeah.
just the right way, that if I can't decide, if I'm upset with the last thing I smoked, I go, you know what? I'm getting this because I know I'm going to enjoy it.
Yes,
That's-
sir, buddy.
We're very
yeah,
we're
no.
very like minded. The first 20 years, the Aroa with the Mexican wrapper, it comes in a natural and a Maduro.
Yeah.
That Maduro offering for the first 20 years is my favorite cigar.
Yeah. Mine's the natural. I
Yours
used
is the Corojo, yeah.
Yeah. I used to do the Maduro all the time, and I just went, you know what? I've never tried this one. Did that one. I went, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the
That's
medium
a
right there.
lot of people love that. It's a flat medium, but it's a beautiful cigar. It hits me just right. Again, the Aroa Dark you mentioned, right there with it. It's just more limited. So,
Right.
but I'll tell you what, Harris does a good job of keeping those cigars here in
Yes,
stock.
he does.
So they don't seem as limited because they're usually available here.
I know.
He orders them and makes sure that they stay available for his customers. But those cigars are Christian's favorite cigars that he's rolling right now. Is the Aroa Dark, and maybe going to a second place to the Sensorium now. He's really enjoying the Sensorium, but that Dark is a fantastic cigar.
I got a story to tell you. I feel like I'm pulling a Gary right now.
Oh, well, you go, boy.
I know. I actually have a story from this past weekend. I had to travel to Georgia to help my brother move out of his house. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm not going into that part.
I didn't know there was a moving story that
It
wasn't.
That's right.
So,
Yeah,
My mother-
share if you have one that wasn't.
Yeah,
My mother
well,
goes-
you're supposed to in the notes.
I looked at my mother when we were done. We were supposed to end at 2. We ended at 10. And I looked at my mother and I went, next time any of this happens again, just say you're moving, and we'll all contribute the funds to 2 men in a truck because I'm not doing this again.
I'll be honest with you. That's time. You start to realize your time is valuable when
Oh,
you start
yeah.
doing something like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
It's like,
Goes your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best money you'll ever spend is $300 to hire the
Right.
2 guys to help
Okay.
load and unload.
There you go.
100%.
That's right. Right on.
100%. So
Yeah.
the reason I tell that story is, I planned on coming back Saturday night, but obviously I couldn't. I was dead tired. So when I was leaving Sunday, I got out of the house around 10 o'clock, and I went, you know what? I was smoking this Connecticut stick that I'd been smoking a few of them, and I got sick of it. I was just tired of smoking this one particular cigar because I had like 5 of them in my pack. I went, you know what? The original cigar shop that I got started in is one exit up.
Oh, perfect.
So I stopped by there, and I was expecting, some worker to be there, something like that. Nope, the original guy. And he hasn't seen me in 10 plus years. I walked in, and it was so surreal because he has all gray hair now. When I met him, he didn't have all gray hair.
Yeah, right.
And I worked at a hospital next to it, and he would have people of the industry of medical, fire, stuff like that. They could come in late at night. We'd watch movies.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really cool because he treated me like an adult. Like he was one of the first people around there that was just like, no, man, you work in the medical field. You're getting treated just like everybody else. It was amazing.
Wow.
The reason I say that is I walked in and I looked at him and I went, you remember me? And he goes, should I? I went, I haven't been here in about 10 years, but I used to work at the medical place over here. And I come in, he goes, no, I do remember you. And I told him that because of how well he treated me, he was a brother of the leaf.
Right.
It got me interested more in cigars to be working at Cigars and More.
Wow.
That's
And
the
got
option.
me doing this. I even showed him the podcast. I showed him all that. He goes, dude, I'm going to check that out.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
And then when we were in the humidor, I went over and he goes, I asked him, what's your favorite? He goes, Padron. And I told him the story about how mine switched. And I went, you got that Aroa Dark? And he goes, oh no, man, we haven't had that in a while. And I went, I didn't say anything to him, but I immediately thought, that's weird because we always have them. That's what I thought in my head.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I realized how spoiled I've been at Cigars and More, having access to all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
It was just a memorable moment about cigars, and I just wanted to share it with everybody out there and y'all, just because it was so memorable to see basically my cigar mentor,
Yeah. Right.
and tell him how far I've come.
To bring this kind of full circle, I bought my first box of cigars from this guy right here.
There you go.
From
And
Mr.
now
Gary.
look. Oh my God.
I mean, I bought. I came when the shop was over the way there.
Yep.
Went in and I was looking to get a box of cigars. I wanted to start smoking cigars and wanted to go all in. I just started working in a new field, and so went in, visited Gary, and he turned me on to the Arturo Fuente Hemingway.
Yeah.
And that was my first box purchase.
There it is.
And so yeah, it's
Oh,
it's pretty cool to be sitting here with
Right?
with him after all those years ago. And
man.
yeah,
Dang. That's
So,
pretty cool.
it is cool. It's cool.
That's
So,
awesome. That's John Jones.
There you go.
Awesome there. Yeah. But
So
yeah,
this just
that's
became even
awesome.
more of a celebration.
Absolutely. man.
Indeed.
Indeed.
It did,
It
didn't
did.
it? That's
It's-
great.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yes, here. Heck yeah. Oh, let me bring my water up here. Let me do that. Golly.
There's water in this, by the way.
Yeah, there sure
That's how they
is.
make it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's like where I get my
Yeah.
hydration. You want some more?
Yeah, I'll take another.
I'll take
I got you. Son.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah. You can't quit until your eye smells. You know that, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on it.
You know what I like
cool.
about this cork on this one is it's sunk into the wooden cap, so that when you put it on the bottle, it fits in there perfectly. It only looks like it's got a cork about this big.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
less than half an inch, but it's actually a full cork. but
You and your
can't see it.
details. You
Right.
and your details.
Details make the world.
They
go round.
do that now. They do. You're
Because
right.
if you didn't believe in
Right.
details, some people don't notice them. But if you take notice of the people, especially like this band right here,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I save cigar bands. I have this project I want to do. I've got a box. I kid you not, it's probably about this big. And I've been saving cigar bands since I started working here. And it is packed full. Because I have an idea to get a table like this
Mhm.
and glue them all down and then polyurethane them.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
And this is going to be added to that.
That'll be a nice little
That's
vandal,
cool.
man. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful artwork on the
It
Absolutely.
sure is, man. I mean, to tell you it is. Now, do you guys have a separate? You guys, I'm sure you probably do. But does Christian just goes, hey, throw something together, let me look at it, or does he say, I want something like this, I want something, or we'll just say, let's just say Tom. Does Tom just sort of say, hey, listen, I'd like to do this, or does somebody? Or do you know that process?
I will say this, as far as the creative process goes, when
Right.
it comes down to blending, we do everything from seed to making our own boxes. Christian's very detail oriented, like you.
Mhm.
So he, even so much so, even down to the tissue wraps on the cigars.
Wow.
Oh, I noticed.
They're
That's
not
great.
just there to protect the foot and the cap. They're also there to allow the cigar to breathe, because we actually cut the wood the same day we're going to pack the cigars, and he wants the cigar to take in all of that cedar.
Oh,
So it's a very,
Oh.
very intentional process. So
oh.
when it comes to making bands, when it comes to all that, that is a rigorous process that they go through to making it just right. They want everything is very intentional. So
something I noticed that I'll do another detail is it's not just like wrapped once and then twisted. It's actually spiraled around it
right.
so that it has multiple openings for exactly what he said.
About that.
Yep. It's gonna protect the cigar, but it's also there to be functional to absorb that fresh cedar. So it's marrying in flavor as long as it's in a box, and our box is marrying in flavors with the other cigars and the cedar.
And that's one thing I say to a lot of people is like when they want me to select them out a cheap cigar or something like that, or any kind, I look at them and I go, you can do like factory, like hard pressed mechanical, pump them out,
Mm.
or you can go to one of the families who really pay attention to that stuff.
Right.
And
That's a
this is
great
definitely
point.
one of those families that does
Great
that.
point. I
And
like that.
Tom and Christian are both very, very intentional with the process of blending, and just as far as the design aspects, every aspect of that. So very good question. And yeah, they're very involved.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Very
Yeah,
involved.
I have I got a small story, and I'll wrap it up. Ain't no big deal. But I'm down there. I'm down there at the factory, right? So we go in this particular factory here where the young torsadors are, the rollers. So we're in this little area, and I know you know where that is, but we're walking in there, and so there's a group of us. I think there's probably about 8 of us. So we walk in there. As we walk in there, senior Christian's dad comes up, Julio, and he hey.
Hey,
Oh yeah. First of all, I got to say this: you walk in that factory, okay, and Christian goes in, all right, and then Christian goes in, and Julio comes in right behind him, and then when he comes in, Christian just announces, "LFA," and they take their chivetas or their blades, and they just bang them on the table.
nah.
And I mean, it's just chills, and
Yeah.
you're going, God, this is so freaking cool. I mean, you're looking at a sea of rollers there, and all of them are doing that, So he gives us each a cigar, right? It's unbanded, So we take it outside in sort of the lobby part right there, and we light this thing up. Well, mine's going crooked here. Mine's just boating, I mean, it's boating bad. And I said, hey, Christian, I said, man, I hate to. I said, but man, this thing right here is just going crazy on me, man. And he said, oh, no. Here, yeah, let me have it. So he takes it and he gives me another one or whatever else. And then he said, he goes back over and talks to his dad, and he comes back up to me and he says, here you go, right here, light that up. He said, you just got one of those guys fired. You know that, right? And I said,
Oh my God.
no, I did not. No. And he just laughed. He says, no, you didn't. No,
The
man.
panic in his eyes.
Oh man, I did. I just dropped my dentures then, man. I said, oh God, you're kidding me. He said, no, we're good, man.
Oh, well, that's a good story to share when somebody comes up to you in the shop and they're like, this is burning a little uneven. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, let me just handle that for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get I'm gonna get Joe fired right now. Watch this.
No, I'll smoke it.
yeah.
I'll smoke it.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think the concern would be there, Devin. I think they would just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Take another cigar.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Suck it down.
Yeah.
Wetland side. Right? Well, keep going. You know, you got a lighter for a reason.
Just touch that thing up.
All right, touch it on up there.
Mm.
But yeah, man. Well, Joe, it's been great.
This
It
has
has
been
been
wonderful.
really good having you. Of course, being one of my key brands that I have always enjoyed. And again, when I was down there, you guys treated me even, you know, I mean, just a keen time. I got one more story, and I'll be
Okay.
done. Okay, that's
Do
all.
it.
All right. The one thing I really enjoyed, and this is not for you. You might need to cut it off if you don't want to hear it. But I'm just saying, this right here was kind of cool to me. It was. So we're inside the compound. We're going up the hill, right?
Right.
We're going on up the hill. As we go up the hill, along the edge of the compound, right there, you'll see chicken coops, right?
Okay.
That's in the morning. You go up there and you see the chicken coops right beside it. Yeah, and they're just loaded, you know. So you go inside, you enjoy your egg and your bacon and all that kind of stuff. And boy, everything's good. And you get your breakfast. And man, you go out there, smoke your cigar, and everything's lovely. And in the evening time,
Uh-oh. Oh,
you walk up the hill, and there's a good 100 yards, you know, from the compound, from the barracks to the top of the compound. You know,
Right.
we're walking up the hill, and I'm just walking up the hill, and I see the cages out there. The cages are empty.
Oh my goodness
And
gracious.
you walk inside to the kitchen over there,
I
and
bet y'all had chicken that night. What do you think?
I said, and sure enough, lo and behold, I said, "What are we having there, Christian?" I kept an eye on it. I said, "What are we having, Christian?" He says, "I think she's doing some chicken back there." I said, "Okay, all right."
I was wondering why I was a little quiet on the farm on the way up.
I said, "Well, all right, that's cool."
No eggs
Yeah.
tomorrow. That's what that means.
Doing bacon only. That's it. Yeah, enjoy
Tomorrow
your
is-
sausage.
You're gonna be a carnivore diet tomorrow. It's just gonna be bacon and
Yeah,
sausage.
plantains and sausage.
Plantains.
You know.
That's right.
Oh God.
That's good.
Yeah.
The last thing for the show.
Yeah.
Go ahead and we briefly talked about the anniversary series, and you know, we've got 5 of them there on the table.
Right.
That you can get through Cigars and More by TotalFineCigars.com, etc. Can you touch on them a little? Just quickly go over them, kind of wrap up the show with it, because we'll be honest, Harris wanted us to talk a little bit about those.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, he's put a lot of effort in, like you said, keeping back stuff, and we're going to run out of the 8s very short.
Oh, there's
short term.
Yeah, I need to
We're
get
out of
one.
the
I need
7s.
to get one before they go out.
But
my recommendation for you guys would be come in and first of all, if you haven't tried any of the Asylum anniversary, come in, try the 11, and then when you absolutely enjoy that cigar, you're going to want to come back and get the 8, the 9, the 10 while the supplies last, obviously, because these cigars are what he has is all he has. He took special effort, like John said, to put some back, and every year when this new anniversary series comes out, he displays those other cigars, so you know you can come back and get these they're collector's items.
They really are.
They're collector's
really
items. I started collecting at 7, and I started building a collection, and now you just think about it, you know you can go from 8, 9, 10 to 11, and each blend is different. The 8 is going to be the oldest blend they're carrying right now. They don't have many left of it.
Okay.
The 9, and again, these come in both 1118 and 70x7. This is the 70x7 in the 9, and also the 90x9 in the 9. And then we have the Asylum 10. All of these, they don't tell us the blends, John, so to speak. I know these are Honduran Puros, is what they're believed to be, even when you look on
Wow.
Half Wheel. But this one, because they're very secretive. And then we have the 11. So you've got 8, 9, 10, and 11 all here. And just think about it. This is the newest one. He's already pre-ordered 12. We have to order those a year in advance before they're shipped. So
Wow.
he ordered those,
Good
the
God.
12s in July. So those won't be here until next July.
Wow.
But you have to order because we only make it's basically made to order.
That's all.
So we only make what's ordered. And so, yeah, if Harris has taken gone to great lengths to make sure his customers have access to these cigars. And now that they're starting to catch on and people are starting to understand what they are, and it's not just an expensive Asylum cigar, it's a great cigar that's meant to show homage to the Asylum customer, to say, hey, look, when you have a special occasion come up, we made you a cigar of your favorite brand in a 70x7 or an 1118, which is a Toro S size. We want you to have a cigar that you can enjoy in that special moment. So from year 8 to year 9 to year 10 to now year 11, we want to celebrate with you. That's what we want to do as a company. Every time that you celebrate, we want to celebrate with you, and we want you to celebrate with Asylum.
Awesome.
So here's to 11 years of making great cigars. And they have them here at Cigars and More, Vitola Fine Cigars. Don't pass them up. Come right now. Go ahead and grab them, because I have a feeling after this podcast, these things are going to go quickly. And I expect the 8s to be gone soon, the 9s to be gone soon, and the 10s. But
the 8s we only have in the 1118 size, and in the last like 3 minutes we have.
Yeah.
Explain the 1118 size, because that's CLE.
What a great question. So the 1118 size, that's something Christian Arroyo used to own Camacho cigars, sold them to Davidoff some years ago. And then after his non-compete ran out, he moved over to starting CLE, right? He just realized he wanted to keep it in the family. And so the 1118 size is a nod. It's a tribute to his mother, that he's always made a cigar for his mom. And that's her birthday. So most people think 1118 is a ratio of tobacco, which I love those questions. If people trying to watch people trying to figure it out in their head, like what is the ratio of 1118 in a cigar? But it's basically what we call a pregnant Toro, where the foot of the cigar and the cap of the cigar are going to be at about a 48. And the very center, the bulbous part of the cigar, is going to be at about a 54. So it's a tapered cigar. And people think, wow, how do you come up with that shape? I'll be honest with you. To hear the story was really cool. He designed it after a Sharpie.
Is that right?
He was sitting there going, what could we do to make a shape a little different in a cigar? And he's holding a Sharpie, and he looks at it, and he throws it to the designer and says, here, make it like that.
Wow.
So
I thought I knew everything about that. And that's going to be a curve.
So it's a nod to his mother, and it's just one of those things where he just the creative aspect of the things that he's always looking outside the box, always looking to try to find things to inspire him, and even a Sharpie.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Right.
That's great, man.
That's wonderful.
Great company, and that gives you an idea about what kind of quality you get.
Right.
Yeah, of course, he does all his sizes backwards, right?
So you guys say. Yeah,
maybe everybody else does theirs.
Yeah, I think that's the way it is. I think we do ours the right way. That's the company line anyway. I'm going with that.
It's a trick that somebody taught me a long time ago, is that if you see a cigar and it's a 770 or a 660 or 664, it's a Christian Aroa product. If it's or whatever.
Yeah, the opposite.
If it's 64 by 7, it's a Christian Aroa
right.
product. If it's a 7 by 64, it's somebody else's. It's just his own way of naming the cigars, and I guess putting a stamp.
Yeah.
Even letting you know, even if
it's his cigars. Yeah. Well, it's a neat little. I think there's something to be said about standing out. Yeah. And I think there's one thing. Christian loves growing the tobacco, but he also loves growing the customer base in an organic way.
Yeah.
He's not someone that he's interested in trying to connect with people in the marketing avenue in a grassroots way. And I really appreciate that about him. He likes to send things out on the ground and let the people kind of help promote. We love sneezers, people who try the product and then tell other people about the product. Those are they're infectious, and they're great customers to have. And so we're very fortunate to have a lot of those type of customers who smoke our product and tell everyone about it. And it allows me to have a job like this where I get to go and talk about great cigars, help put great cigars in people's hands, and then where you guys get to help me do that as well. You know,
right.
so it's a
Indeed.
partnership and a team effort. And CLE Asylum Aroa is so glad to partner with Cigars and More and Vitola Fine Cigars. So no matter where you get those cigars, whether you're coming into the brick and mortar or you need to buy them online, you're getting quality service from the people that they employ, and they take very good care of their cigars, and they partner with very good cigar companies, and we're glad to be a part of that.
Amen,
100%.
brother. Yes,
I
sir.
got a bachelor party coming up for a friend of mine. I might have to get me 3 of these.
Hey man, look, celebration.
That's right.
Right
It's a
on.
Celebration.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And
Heck yeah.
give my regards to your friend.
Yeah,
It's,
right. Yeah.
it's, I wish I could say congratulations,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
3 years off of divorce. So.
Enjoy. Tell them enjoy the funeral.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
Well, we're going to Kentucky for the Bourbon Trail.
Hey, you know what?
Oh,
That's
nice. Yeah.
Then-
Maybe you change his mind.
yeah. Yeah. Maybe y'all can talk to him
Right. Yeah. You drunk enough.
after the cigars and bourbon.
Right
There you
on.
go. Well, we appreciate you being here. We
Thank you, guys.
definitely appreciate Asylum and everything you guys represent. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys. Thank you for
Such a
having me,
pleasure.
Big time.
Gary.
Gary, thank you, sir.
Pete, peace.
John, you always do a great job. We appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir.
You
Sorry
beautiful
about
job.
Gary's fog at the very beginning.
There you go.
Sorry about
And
that.
we'll make sure you like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. And if you're watching this post, tell us what you're smoking, what you're drinking with it. We want to know what you pair with this amazing stick or whatever stick you're smoking at the time. Other than that, we'll see you on the next exciting adventure of Smoking Underground.
Be safe. Smoke moss.